Ghostbusters, the video game, is a game released by Activision to tie in with Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Does this game actually expand upon the movie in a great way? Or is it just a rushed game with no effort? Surprisingly, it's actually somewhere in the middle. Let's take a look. The presentation is not terrible. The cutscenes are actually really fun. Sadly though, there's only two of them. There's an intro and there's an ending. It's set somewhere after the events of 2016 movie. A new team is filling in while the original girls are away in Washington DC. People show up via a text box with audio to represent a phone call, and this happens before each mission. But I get the sense with enough time and a little bit more effort, these probably would have been full cutscenes. The audio is actually good. Of course, you have the classic Ghostbusters theme song that we have all come to love, but the level music is actually really good too. To me, it has a good vibe to it and a good ambience. Some people found it generic. I don't. I actually like that music. It's got a good Ghostbusters-ish vibe to it. And the voice acting is great too, with each having basically a good sense of personality about the individual Ghostbusters, and some very funny lines. Some jokes do miss rather than hit, but they're still enjoyable. The gameplay is surprisingly fun. You have the Sanctum of Slime style gameplay, but it's been simplified to a much better core. You point the stick and you fire your weapon. I loved the dual-wielding pistons girl, but a friend loved the guy with the minigun. Some ghosts, after you chip away at their health, can also be trapped. You simply press L1 to swap to your traditional beam, fire it with R2, and press the right stick where it tells you to. L2 slams the ghost, and that lowers their health. You do that a couple of times, press X when it comes up, and you trap the ghost. Then you mash the X button over and over and over again to fill up the meter to get the bonus points for how much XP and score you get for trapping the ghost. Boss fights are pretty fun. Each boss plays a little differently. They all have a unique theme to that boss, which is actually really fun. And then, like the other ones, you trap the boss and you reap the rewards. There is experience points, as I mentioned before, to earn through finding hidden sections and getting optional ghosts and collectibles. The experience is then used in an RP-like system to level up, like how easy it is to fill the trap meter, or how much damage you do, and more. Like I got a bonus with my girl when they shoot and do the team up moves, it replenishes my grenades. So that's pretty cool because you do have grenades. So yeah, I like that. Earning new levels and unlocks involves more uniforms for you. The original 80s uniform is DLC only, I will say this now. But the ones you can unlock, they're basically new colours, but they're pretty cool. The default uniform is the 2016 movie uniform, but each Ghostbusters stripe seems to be a different colour, so it's slightly more unique than those, but it's clearly based upon it. And I do enjoy that uniform. Add to the containment unit, or your Pokedex of ghosts, to view all the ghosts you've trapped. It adds a little depth here or there. So, what are the game's problems? Well, first, it's a co-op multiplayer, and it has no online. That's right, 2016, a co-op multiplayer game is released that focuses solely on 4 people being on the screen at once, and there's no online. That seems a little backwards. If it was optional multiplayer where you could also play as one person, which you can, but while you play as one person, there's always 4 on the screen, so it's clearly designed for the multiplayer. It's a little weird. And second is the price. This was a full-priced game. It feels like a good download title, like something you would see on the Xbox store or the PlayStation store or something like that. But releasing it as full price, it doesn't seem quite worth it. And it's not. But if you find it on offer like I did, it is worth it, and it's kind of short too. There's only a few different levels of variety, like subway. There's the subway, there's a graveyard, and there's a couple others, but there's not many. So it's not worth the full price. That's a big downside to this game. There's a couple of minor glitches too, but nothing game breaking that I could see. The collectibles that you find as well also don't seem to do anything, as I found all of them and I haven't got anything, like not even a congratulations, you found them all screen, so I don't know what they were for. But once you have them all, still, once you add it all up there, it's still a surprising little title. So if you find it cheap, I recommend it for you. If you like Ghostbusters and you see it cheap, I still recommend it. If you find it full price, it's not worth it, like I mentioned. So, if you only see it full price, I'd give it a rent anywhere that rents video games. But it's a charming little game, and you may enjoy it. All as you bust ghosts, save the city, and let the mayor take the credit. So check it out today.